Heyo, how's it going, everybody? Hope anyone out there who's watching this right now or at some point in the future is having themselves a fantastic day today. Welcome, my name is Relikai. I'm going to be playing myself a video game on the internet. And tonight, that video game is going to be Genshin Impact. If you might notice that I'm a little bit low energy, it's because I am feeling kind of hungover, honestly. So things might be a little bit slow going, at least at first. You guys know I tend to usually get like a second wind as streams go on, depending on how the streams go. But yeah, it should be fine. I don't have to do as much voice acting as I did yesterday, so should be all good on that front. But how's it going, Vic and Drew? Hope you guys are doing all right tonight. Appreciate y'all stopping in. Hope your guys' weekends have treated you well. Happy Mother's Day, one and all. If you guys had yourselves a good day out with your moms, that's great. If you weren't able to do that, hopefully you were able to at least you know, give them a call or a text, wish them happy Mother's Day, let them know. Doing okay somewhat? Hey, we have days like those. I'm doing okay somewhat, so I'm right there with you, buddy. Doing good. Just had to clean my hands after one of my cats somehow got a fly stuck in on her back left leg. A fly? Or a fly stick? What's a fly stick? I thought you were gonna say your cat got a fly in its mouth and you had to somehow get it out or something like that. But yeah, what's a fly stick? Not sure what that is. Wish them happy Mother's Day by call. Hey, there you go. If that's all you can do, then that is what you can do. So good stuff. Okay, so also something to talk about. I did finally play the demo for Motor Slice. It's a very wonky game, but apparently it was made by a group, a team of like 2 people, which is pretty crazy. So that's awesome. I'm pretty sure there's no AI in it. So and I looked up how long it's supposed to take to beat. It's supposed to apparently only be about like 8 hours long. So I think I could probably knock that out relatively quickly. I mean, that's it. It should only be roughly about like a 4 stream game if it is about 8 hours. So I think we'll play Motor Slice. I think we'll play Motor Slice next, and then we'll move on to eventually Shootin' Academy. I think that's what it's called. And we'll give that a try. It's like how a fly ribbon works, but it's in a tube-like stick. Oh, okay. Well, dang. Did you have to shave your cat's leg essentially? That was probably annoying. Motor Slice is for sure handmade. Fantastic. That's what we like to see. Also, so yeah, it's funny. I'm playing the demo. The only thing is that the only thing I might be a little bit worried about is that it did seem to crash my system a couple times. Well, not my system, but like it made like all my shit kind of like closed down. Like the screen went black and then my system reverted back to the desktop, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So I don't know if that's like something with like the demo itself. I don't know if maybe that's one of those things where it's like the FPS was just like too high or something, because I put a cap on it actually to stay at like 180. Maybe I have to cap it down even more, because there's been one other game one other game that I've played where having the FPS basically go too high made the game very angry. And that other game was actually Horizon Zero Dawn. If I had the game at an uncapped frame rate, it would just crash essentially at like the same spot every time. And so then I had to put a FPS limit on it, and then it finally worked. So don't know what that was about, but apparently some games, they just do not want to be played at crazy high frame rates, which is kind of goofy because it's like, well then why don't you just put an FPS cap, or at least don't put an unlimited frame rate cap in your game. Like, actually put a frame rate cap, as is some goofy shit. I don't know. Had to get it off slowly. Had both her fur and the sticky substance on my fingers. Dang, that is rough. Well, I mean, and I'm sure your cat probably didn't appreciate it either. So something else that I noticed while I was playing the demo for Motor Slice is that there's these little spots where you can go to, I think the game calls it, it says like waste time or slack off, I think, where P, the protagonist, I'm gonna assume, like, again, right now I'm just gonna assume that like her name is P for protagonist. I'm sure there's an in-universe reason why her name is P, but I don't know it, so for right now I'm just gonna be like, she's P for protagonist. And so she goes to these little spots to waste time or whatever, and essentially she just talks to her you know, pod, which is what I'm calling it, because again, to me this is very Nier Automata kind of inspired, down to having the voice actress for 2B playing the main character, and each time these interactions are strange, because she's talking to the pod, and I don't know if it's supposed to, like, she's supposed to be talking to like the audience, the player, because for one thing, like, that's what it feels like. It feels like the pod is basically like giving us our point of view of the game, and then there's it seems like there's always 3 frames for every slack off point. Yeah. And the second frame always seems to very much like to focus on her ass. It gives you some very nice angles in that regard. And then there was one particular one where she like says that she found something, and then one of the dialogue options that you can choose to respond to her with is telling her, "You're a very good girl for finding this." And I was like, what's happening here? And of course I select it, and then her only response was to moan, and I was like, what's going on with this game? There's something going on with it that I guess we'll find out about when we play it. But it feels like it's got some underlying horniness to it, which again, Nier Automata had as well, so it kind of makes sense. It tracks. But it's just something that like I noticed as I was playing the demo, and I was like, this. You have my attention now, game. So I don't know. We'll see what's going on with that once we actually start playing it. Slack off points, yeah. The pod is also your camera. Exactly. Yeah. The horniness is on the mild side to me. Again, it's like but it's still there. It's obviously a conscious element that the developers decide to put in. So it's just interesting. It's just interesting to notice. But anywho, like I said, we'll probably find out more about that once we actually start playing it next week. And also, it seems like the game is doing really well, which I'm happy for the developers for. I think they said that like within like a few hours they already like made back the development costs for the game. So good for them. Again, it was like a team of 2 guys or 2 people. So I'm always happy for indie devs to be the indie dev success stories. So good job, guys. And then something else that I started doing. I very briefly started playing Mixtape before I got sleepy, and then like just crashed last night. The very first section of the game, you like are skateboarding down a mountain road down into your neighborhood, and like holy shit, like again, this is only like maybe the first 10 minutes of the game, but I fuck with the vibe of it so hard. Like everything about it, the way the game is presented, the whole world and the aesthetic of it, the way it looks, the backgrounds look like, you know, pretty realistic, but the characters are super like cartoony and sketchy looking. And then yes, immediately with the licensed music, Depeche Mode just starts up like within the first 3 minutes of the game starting. So yeah, there was no way I was gonna be able to play this game. And I went into the options. Yeah, there's no streamer mode where you can like turn the licensed music off, and I was like, yeah, that's what I figured. Because again, they probably paid thousands of dollars to license all this music. There was no way they were going to let you turn it off. So yeah, I made the right choice not streaming it. But man, I really wish I could, because I really dig the vibe of it so much. But yeah, I've only played about like 10 minutes of it, so I look forward to continuing on with it. I want to play a little bit more of it tonight, so I'll probably do that. But anywho, let's go ahead and get the game started up here, shall we? Also, the thumbnail. The thumbnail for this stream, I was really shocked at the lack of fan art with Nefer and Yehoda. I really thought there would be a lot more of it, but it was honestly slim pickings. So the one that I used is like honestly one of the only ones where it kind of has like the 2 of them together in close proximity, and then is also like, you know, because whenever I'm looking for fan art for the thumbnails, I always have to find ones where it's like it fits the orientation of a horizontal, of a landscape image, which obviously thumbnails are. And it always pisses me off whenever I find a particular piece of fan art that looks good. I really like the way it looks, and I wish I could use it. It's in fucking portrait mode, and I'm like, well, I can't use this then, because like I either have to make the character like super tiny, or it's I'd have to like put them at weird angles to try to get like all of the, you know, nice bits that we want to have included into the thumbnail. And then sometimes I literally just have to give up, and I'm like, I can't use it. Can't use this one. I really wish I could, but I just can't make it work. So yeah, the one for the thumbnail, literally, it's not even me wanting to just have a horny bit of fan art for the thumbnail. That was literally one of like maybe 24 pieces of fan art that had Yehoda and Nefer not even like close to each other, but just in the same image. Like, one could have, like, Nefer be the focus of the image, and then Yehoda's just, like, in the background or something. And it was, like, maybe, like, 10% of the fan art was just something like that, where it wasn't even them together. It was like one of them, and then somewhere else in the image, the other one was just fucking off, doing whatever. So this is one of my only options that I had from the other site. You don't know what other site I use. You don't know my methods. You don't know the resources that I have at my disposal. Because if you're thinking it's Rule 34, it's not. I don't go to Rule 34, like, basically ever. Rule 34 is very limited, honestly, with the number of results that you can actually get from there. So, and I also just don't like the layout of it. I don't fuck with the green, like, at least their particular green. I don't know. I'm just not into it. But anywho, let's go ahead and get this started. I actually, hold on. I actually have to go to the bathroom real quick. So let me do that real quick, and then we'll get things started. So, 1 second here. Wait a second. Oh, that's right. I didn't put my Be Right Back screen on here once I moved over to Linux. That's interesting. Oh well then you know what? We'll go over here. Okay. And then I'll just go to the bathroom real quick. All right. All right. How's it going, everybody? I am back. Thank you all for waiting. Impatiently, it would seem. Never mind. Yeah. What's up, Cybeck? Hope you're doing good tonight. Appreciate you stopping in. Yes, you joined in at the exact right moment. Yeah, I just went to the bathroom real quick. Looks like Genshin Impact might possibly have a level in space. In space. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Again, I really like the one level they had for us on the moon, and then they took it away. So if they wanna give it back to us, I will take it. I will very happily accept that. Okay. Let me kill the BGM here, and then get the audio going here real quick. Then boom. Alrighty. It's a leak, so who knows? Yeah, I mean, obviously you gotta take that kind of stuff with a grain of salt, but again, if it is true, I am down. I am down to clown with what they might be offering us. Okay, so a little bit of an update with what I've got going on with Nefer here. I've gotten her up to level 80 so far. Let's see, what do yeah, I mostly just have to find these, which is funny because I was going around constantly picking these things up, even though I wasn't able to get Nefer, just because every time I would see them, I don't know why, I was just compelled to always pick them up. But apparently I have run out of my stash of them now, so I gotta go find some more. I've also got her at 686. And is oh yeah, I did do this boss today actually, because I was trying to grab some solvents so that I could make this weapon here, the Black Marrow Lantern, which is apparently like one of the better free-to-play options for her, I guess. So yeah, apparently like Nefer is not a very free-to-play friendly DPS to use, because about 2/3 of her best weapons are either 5-star weapons, or they're ones that you still have to get from the weapon banner. So even if it's a 4-star weapon, you still need to roll on the weapon banner, which is something that I just don't do. But apparently this is one of the better ones. This and the Widsith, apparently. But the Widsith is also really RNG. So, you know, I decided I'll just go with this one because whatever. And then all of her best teammates are apparently like fucking Columbina. Apparently if you don't have Columbina, people are just like, don't even bother. Don't even play Nefer, you fucking scrub. How dare you play Nefer without Columbina? I'm just like, what you say fuck me for, man? God damn. I just want to play Green Yelan. Fuck's sake. But yeah, you need like Columbina, you need Lauma, you need Nahida, you need like, I think like the 2 characters that people say you should use with Nefer that are actually free to play are Ino and Sucrose. And that's basically it. So it's like, god damn. I got like nothing to be able to make this woman work, apparently. Let's see. My Nefer has Lauma's weapon, and my Nefer has Farina in the team. Yeah, so I use Ino. Actually, I use Ino so much. It's kind of crazy how many teams I use Ino in now, because it's like because you want the lunar bloom shit and stuff like that, you know? So you put in like all of the Nodcry characters together so that they can make that shit happen. And Ino just honestly has like really good utility, apparently. And I also have her C4. I thought I had a couple more copies of her than that, but yeah, I think yeah, she just what is it? She's basically what people wanted Hydro Traveler to essentially be like, and yeah, she just never was. She just never was. What is her C6 anyway? For the next 15 seconds after using the precision hydronic cooler, damage from nearby active characters, electro charge, balloon lunar charge, blah, 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 blah. increased by 15%. Damage from the aforementioned reactions will be further increased by 20%. Fucking A, dude. Jesus. Yeah, honestly, Aino's just kind of good for like no reason. I don't get it. Level that goes beyond Tevat's fake skies would be sweet. It would be indeed. And what's up, Patat? Hope you're doing good tonight. Appreciate you stopping in. Hope your weekend has treated you well. Hope you had a good Mother's Day. And yeah, but yeah, Nefer. I apparently don't have a lot of options with her, even though, again, she's still, like, kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, and she's all out of bubblegum. So, I am okay. I think I'm doing alright, even though I don't have Columbina. You know, it's, I think I'm making it work. And of course, I gotta have Yehoda with her, because it just makes sense, you know? Also, having a healer for her just kind of feels like it's necessary, you know? So, yeah. Also, wait, hold on. Let me check something. I still only have her C1. I fucking hate that. Do one of her constellations make it so that you don't have to run around as much to get her skill popping off? I'm gonna savage full nearby moon sign characters in your party. Their crit rate increased by 5%. Crit damage increased by 40% for goddamn. Robot from the elemental burst hit. Version Yehoda will cover 4 elemental energy. Oh, that's nice. I like that. And then plan to get paid. Yehoda can secretly track. In addition to the element with the highest number of characters. Highest number allows up to 2 elemental effects to be active at once. Oh, really? So she can pop off 2 of her little umbrella squirters with 2 elements at the same time? That's kind of cool. I like that. If only the game would fucking give me more copies of her. Anywho, all right. That's all the updates that I have for Nefer so far. So let's go ahead and get ourselves back to where we need to go. No, it's and I'm all out of ass. Say what? I'm all out of ass. What's Nefer's all out of ass? Nefer is not all out of ass. I think Nefer has a very, very healthy supply of ass. Okay, let us I haven't actually done any of the things. Oh shit, you know what? I was just complaining about the fact that I don't have any more copies of Yehoda, but I could get another one by actually doing the shit that I need to do for this event, so I should probably do that later tonight. But let's continue on with the main storyline here. So, what was it last time around? Like, Chevy and Yelan have got like this whole sting operation that they're doing, and they've recruited Nefer and Yehoda to help them out with it, and then Navia and Cloran and Beto are also in on it, and it's this big whole, essentially they're like sharks trying to like circle around some sort of skeezy black market dealings that are going on at this black market that is just kind of out in the open as almost like a farmer's market, essentially. So and I think right now the guy that I suspect is probably at the root of all this shenaniganery has now gone missing. So I think we have to go like find him or some shit like that. So let us go do that. We actually coincidentally enough, I believe are supposed to be going to, yeah, we're going to the Curatorium. So let's go. Let us go see what we are up to, shall we? You all exchange intel. I'm more of an AMD guy,
Well,
thank you.
This complicates things. Here I was hoping the trouble would start
Never!
next with you two.
Effort, you can't... This woman's trying to get my channel taken down. I can't just have you stroking your pussy right here on stream, girl. Please, put it away. Save it for later.
But no matter. This will
Thank
all
you.
make for a very engaging story.
I really like this frame right here. Again, just green Yelan and blue Yelan together. Still waiting for the red Yelan.
I wouldn't be so flippant. This time, it's one of yours causing trouble. I'm starting to wonder if all those agents we captured were just a distraction, so the real culprit could make their move.
I'm a distraction. Also, what are those earphones? What are those headphones for? I was about to call her Cloran. Chevy. What do you use those for? The cat's male? She was still stroking him. That might make it somehow worse.
It's all still up in the air right now. What can you three tell us about Ashvapati?
Uncle Ashvapati.
I forgot about this kid.
He's our guardian. He adopted us when we were little.
This man was given no direction whatsoever.
He told us we all came from the same band of Eremites in the desert. But apparently, we're the only ones left. We've been traveling from place to place with him for as long as I can remember. We got to Nagcry not too long ago.
Ugh.
Their eyes.
What about them?
I'm just reminded of something.
I mean, I guess technically, yeah, Chevy is dressed in red, but goddamn, if Revy just had red hair, she would almost be a good sort of like sub in as a red Yelan, but she doesn't have the femme fatale sort of edge to her that Yelan and Nefer do. So I still don't think it would fit, honestly. Deep voiced hobbit. Actually, I'd say it's shooting practice or something. Oh yeah, they're probably like earmuffs instead of ear headphones. Yeah, that makes sense actually.
About a decade ago, there was a band of Eremites who, seemingly out of nowhere, gained technological capabilities far surpassing those of other groups.
They just found a ruin guardian.
Leveraging that advantage, they built a number
What is
of
this?
highly advanced weapons and sold them to the highest bidder.
Mihoyo, come on. You guys are you trying to be fancy here? You think yeah? You're trying to be fancy with this PowerPoint ass, like, you know, little animations that you have going over the images? Okay.
The conflicts in the desert
Oh my
became even
God.
bloodier as a result. While the other groups were tearing each other to shreds, these newly minted arms traders stood by and reaped the spoils. But before long,
Chevy ain't
their
no
own
Yelan.
weapons were turned against
Yeah.
them. And as the flames of conflict engulfed the desert, the group met their end.
Yeah, and who instigated that shit, Nefer? Remind us?
None of the weapons survived, and so in the wake of that destruction, the status quo of the desert was restored.
That's terrible.
In the desert, it's kill or be killed. People will stop at nothing to gain the upper hand.
These kids are like, can we go?
If this happened in Fontaine or
Oh no, wait,
London,
they're staying
actual
here. I forgot.
perpetrators would have been prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But in the desert, no one bats an eye. From what they've told us, sounds like these kids
Oh my God.
are orphans from that particular band of Eremites.
Dude, why they gotta give Nefer just like so much? She's doing so much, and she's accomplishing so much.
Which means their guardian is likely one of the few survivors as well.
So the survivors of that band of Eremites are back in the weapons business?
Sounds like it.
They got the band back together?
No! Uncle Ashvapati would never do something like that!
Much I want to stay. I'm gonna get going. Maybe go to bed early. Yeah, I'd kind of like to lay down soon as well. But appreciate you stopping in, Drew. Hope you have yourself a good night. Stay groovy. We'll see you soon.
No matter what happened back then, I know one thing for sure. Uncle Ashvapati hates weapons. Sure, he's good at building things, but all he does is make toys for us to play with. He can't be the kind of person you're making him out to be. Or...
I'm sorry. All we can do is act upon the facts.
So, what's our next move?
From our interrogations, we've learned that in 2 days, the person behind all this has a meeting planned to collect the goods. If all goes well, we can head to the pickup point and ambush them. But if Ashvapati is part of this and the leader learns what happened, there's no chance he risks himself for his agents. So, that meeting might as well be moot.
Then let's focus our efforts on Ashvapati for now. If we find him, he might just lead us to our culprit. If he stole the prototypes, there's bound to be a trail. I'm confident I can track him down. I just need some time.
What can I do to help?
I work best in the shadows. The more people involved, the harder it is to operate. As soon as I've got a location, though, he's all yours. You let me handle the search, and I'll let the special patrol handle the seizure.
That does sound like the most feasible plan. I'll be waiting for the good news.
Seizure?
Hey, don't worry too much right now. The most important thing is that we find your uncle. The rest can wait.
Okay.
Looks like I'll need to enlist your services for a bit longer, Traveler.
As long as I get paid. No worries. I also want to see this through. I'm gonna be you know what? I'm in a room of bad bitches. I gotta step up my bad bitch game. So as long as I get paid. Oh, we're not even gonna acknowledge my bad bitchness? What's it all for? For the studio and the fame? Alright. Gonna wait around for 2 days. Is it just me, or did they speed up the, did they speed up this, this clock animation? Wait until 7 a.m.? Is it... Did I seriously not... There we go.
We just got word from Yelan. Looks like she managed to track down Ashvapati. Come on, let's go meet up with the others.
All right. Baby Blue went and went and tracked him down. Let's go. Let's go check out her work. Ah!
Took me a bit longer than I expected, but I found where he's hiding.
Let me just be sure of one thing. We're dealing with someone who has extremely dangerous weaponry in his hands. If it comes to it, are you prepared to handle the worst-case scenario?
Absolutely. You just need to trust us, just like we trusted you earlier.
Yeah, we've got this. My crew's already locked and loaded.
I'll take you at your word.
I know you said you wanted to keep this operation small, but I still thought you could use some backup.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? It's crazy now thinking about it. Fucking Chevy, Yelan, Nefer, Cloran, Beto. This is kind of like this is kind of the event of the baddies. And like even like the ones who don't exactly give off baddie energy, like Navia and Yehoda, like they still got it going on. So it like this is honestly a crazy stacked cast for an event.
So, I chose a few promising young Spina members to help out. Claranda and I have got things covered at the expo.
Yes, we're ready to roll then.
Now that you're here, I guess we can get this show on the road.
Look at us. Look at us heading out. Let's go.
We
I'm sorry, you can't come with us. You need to stay at the expo like we agreed. It's for your own safety.
We know. It's just... Do you really think Uncle Ashvapati is working for the bad guys?
I wish I could answer that question, but it would just be speculation. And I work based off evidence.
He's been gone for 2 days now, and he just left us here. He's never done that before. Maybe he really is working for those people and was afraid of getting caught. But if that's true, then that means he must have been involved in making and selling weapons in the past too. Wouldn't that make him a bad person?
That's not for us to say. Take a look around the expo. There are plenty of other people making and selling weapons. Doesn't mean they're necessarily all bad people.
Really?
The same is true for your uncle. Whatever he may have done in the past, the real question we need to ask is why. There's a lot we need to know before we can judge a person. In Fontaine, we have a long and complicated process in place just to make sure we get the right answer to that question.
Yeah. Why would Uncle Ashvapati do something like that?
Yeah, see, it's funny, like, these kids have been in the care of, again, all the baddies in this room, and I feel like they've probably been, like, freaking out the entire time, whereas, like, Navia comes in and gives them a little bit of comforting older sister energy, and now they're like, oh, thank God, someone that can actually operate on our wavelength.
How about this? I'll make sure that Miss Chevras and Miss Yelan promise to bring your uncle back safe and sound. Then you can ask him yourselves.
Thanks, miss.
Yeah, look at that. Instantly handled.
This situation is complicated and unpredictable. Isn't it a bit early to be making those kinds of promises? It's all right. We're prepared for whatever we might face.
Granted, Beto also has, you know, comforting older sister energy as well, so... Beto's kind of like a switch, honestly. She can be, like, full baddie, but usually she's more like cool aunt, or something like that.
Regardless, it's a promise we have to keep. After all, when the children get their answer, it will shape their understanding of what justice means.
Then, let's all do our part to make sure this ends as well as it possibly can.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm struggling here. Toys for the children. Won't someone please think of the children like Visa and MasterCard and the UK government? Where? Oh man, the world is broken.
Things of the heavens do not fall impartially.
Ah, berries. What the heck is this?
Stop right there.
Hey, yo, Jesus Christ, okay. Why does... just immediately out of nowhere, just pulling up with the blicky.
Where is he?
Chevy, you just rolled up and, like, held up open air. What are you doing?
We missed him.
Looks like he left behind plenty of evidence, though. Search the area. Let's see if we can find a lead.
Alright, investigate the bullshit. Well, I'm gonna grab this. Thank you.
Search the area.
Strange. Did he lead us here on purpose?
Did he? Who could say?
Hey, there's a letter here.
Look at how it's positioned. It was begging to be found. I think it might be for us.
It's also getting crazy wet in this
He
rain.
knew we would come here?
If he did, he's a more impressive opponent than I anticipated.
Let's keep going. We can read it together when we debrief.
Okay. Oh, tomato and the rye.
These records look suspiciously familiar.
Yeah. Doesn't seem very coincidental to me either.
What is it?
Remember when I said this group's cover was ironclad? They were always careful never to leave a trail leading back to them. The one time they slipped up, it broke the case wide open. We found a cargo manifest left behind at the scene. That's the clue that led us to Nodcry.
It was a similar story on our end.
And now that same manifest shows up here, among the records left behind by Ashvapati.
So, he's the guy that slipped up back then?
Unless it wasn't a slip-up at all. How does the same clue get left behind at 2 separate scenes and picked up by 2 separate law enforcement agencies? Thinking back on it now, it doesn't seem quite so accidental after all.
Uh-oh. Is our boy actually a criminal mastermind?
No. Almost like he led us here on purpose. But for what reason?
Okay, and then... Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, it's the little ballista
Is this what Paimon
from
thinks it
Beto.
is?
It's the display model that goes with the prototype. Guess that does make him our thief.
What's worse is that, with his technical background, I bet he managed to bypass the security features on the prototype.
You're saying our guy has a battle-ready ballista in his possession, just waiting to be unleashed?
Oh, this isn't looking good.
Something isn't adding up. All the evidence suggests that he was here alone. Which begs the question, why would he unlock the ballista's features before even meeting up with his boss?
That's a question for another time. We need to focus on where he's going next.
Alrighty.
This situation seems more complicated than we imagined. It looks like Ashvapati does have a connection to our criminal gang, but it might not be what we thought at first.
You don't think he's working for them?
Unlikely. He lured us to Nodcry, prepared those weapons on his own, deliberately put us on his trail. This is looking more and more like the work of an independent actor.
Not Union?
Well, if we want to get to the bottom of
What the
this,
fuck was that?
he's still our best lead.
Let's read the letter.
That would seem to be our last remaining clue. Let's do it.
Oh, goddamn. I was about to say, like, well, I guess even right here, I liked these colors with Chevy's whole color palette as well. There was just something very pleasant about it. Oh.
To the officers of the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol and the Liyue Qixing, you certainly live up to your reputation. Within a single day, you were able to eliminate over half of the gang's forces. I appreciate the effort.
The effort? How about the success?
I doubt my secret hiding spot will be a secret much longer.
A hidey hole.
So I suppose it's my turn to throw my hat in the ring. I'm just glad I no longer have to run. So, before my day in court is upon me, allow me to confess to my crimes.
Okay. You could have stayed here and waited for us to show up.
It all started with a Kashara researcher, expelled from the academia for violating a taboo. He had dedicated his life to the pursuit of knowledge. But when he found himself in the desert, it wasn't even worth a pail of water to quench his thirst.
Who dat?
Could you spare some water? I'm a Kashara researcher. If you need something, I could.
Researchers like you are a dime a dozen.
What the hell?
Smart as a whip until you find yourself in the desert. Then, you're lucky to survive the night.
What the heck? I have never heard an accent like that in Genshin before.
Are you mocking me?
No, son. Just still trying to figure out why I've got such a soft spot for strays like you. Here, give me your canteen.
That was a...
You got somewhere to go?
Not really. Thanks to this water, though. At least I can rule out the bottom of a vulture's stomach.
I mean, having a little bit of water, like, I don't know if that's gonna be enough, Mike.
Now you're talking like desert folk. You could always join my band of misfits.
What would I do?
Gather food, guard our water source, just like everyone else I've taken in.
What is this guy's accent? Don't know what it is.
Of course, if you have something you're good at, you're welcome to show it off. Every little bit helps.
Is it like Italian? Some flavor of Italian? Or...
All I know is... weapons.
Weapons?
Yeah. I love studying them. Big and powerful ones, small and deadly ones, old ones, new ones. I believe the essence of Kusharawar research is embodied in weaponry, and the pursuit of this kind of technology
generic
is
international
what pushes the world
English.
forward.
I feel like international English is more... That would just kind of be more like a vague British accent or something.
My lifelong goal has always been to become a foremost expert on all kinds of weapons, so I can invent even more advanced ones.
Random shitty.
So I might have borrowed a few sensitive texts without permission, but you see the vision, right? The higher-ups in the academia just didn't understand.
The academia could have 1,001 reasons for exiling you out here, and it still wouldn't matter to me, son. All I care about is what this specialty of yours can do for us.
Hold up. The academia could have 1,001 reasons for exiling you out here, and it still wouldn't matter to me, son. I feel like it feels closest to like Italian or French or like a mix of the two or something like that.
Hi. I can help upgrade your weaponry. That should come in handy in a dangerous place like the desert, surely.
True, weapons are essential to life here in the desert. Most folks get them when merchants happen to pass through. But when it comes to protecting the people here, this scimitar in my hand is more than enough. The kind of weapons you're talking about are overkill for a place like this.
Overkill? Really?
Our group is lucky. Our ancestors learned how to protect the oasis from the sandstorms to prevent it from drying up. Plus, we're pretty far off the beaten path. Helps us avoid conflict with other bands of Eremites. All in all, we don't have to travel to find water. We don't have to fight off other desert folk. It's a real place to call home. There are plenty of ways to die in the desert, but behind a lot of them lies too much ambition. So, having somewhere to settle down is more than enough for me.
Hey, a guy who's actually content with what he has in life. Those guys are a dime bag a dozen.
I see. Guess I could do some odd jobs then.
I've heard you Kusharawar scholars are handy with all kinds of gadgets. You could always make something for the kids.
You mean, like, toys?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. It'll give them something to do. Life can get boring out here.
All right, then. And just like that, a Kusharawar scholar at the cutting edge of his field ended up in the desert, making toys for children. It got boring from time to time, but all in all, those days were quite pleasant. The Eremites accepted me as one of their own, and all the children loved me.
It seems like a pretty decent life, my guy.
Looking back now, I wish I could have lived like that until the end of my days. But then, those despicable people showed up, and it changed everything.
Umstead.
Don't rush me. These materials are in short supply.
Oh, they've got a lot of nerve showing their faces back here.
Send the gem? It has been a while.
Chaim was set.
Well, we have a right to this oasis too. Our ancestors were part of the group that discovered it.
You hated this place. After that giant sandstorm when everyone else was trying to figure out how to help, you got out of Dodge the first chance you could get.
Okay. Something that's kind of pissing me off a little bit about this line here. He says, you got out of Dodge the first chance you could get, but Dodge is not capitalized. Getting out of Dodge is a specific reference, and Dodge refers to Dodge City. So Dodge should be, 1, capitalized, but 2, it shouldn't even be in here because there ain't no Dodge City in Genshin. This is okay. This is an instant where the script adapters probably maybe took maybe went a little too far with kind of like adapting or localizing the script, and they took it a little too far.
Because I knew better than to be stubborn. Stay in one place too long around here, and it might just be your grave.
Yeah, well, this place isn't a grave anymore, and now suddenly Johnny Fairweather comes around, and he's like, "Oh, I like this water now."
You abandoned this place. If we'd done the same, the oasis wouldn't even exist anymore. You gave up your right to be here a long time ago.
Pulled a little Christopher Walken right there, getting like, really amped up with the rest of his line, and then towards the end getting down into a whisper. Like, you abandoned this place. If we'd done the same, the oasis wouldn't even exist anymore. Gave up your right to be here a long time ago.
I heard they joined another band of Eremites after leaving us, but got kicked out. I bet they're only crawling back to us now because they've got nowhere else to go.
Chief, should we drive him off?
I'd like to see you try. I'm warning you. You won't get rid of us that easily.
You're talking a lot of shit for a guy who was down on the ground.
Leave them be. This oasis has always been big enough to sustain more than one group of people. It's not worth spilling blood over. All that matters is keeping the people here safe.
At the time, I didn't think much of it. Just Chaim Waset being the kind-hearted man he always had been. And so, normal life continued. Much unchanged. Well, mostly. You can take the scholar out of the academia, but putting your life's work behind you is easier said than done. I often found myself flipping through my collection of blueprints and sketches. The ruin drakes scattered around Sumeru were of particular interest to me. As far as I knew, no one had been able to analyze or reproduce the technology within those mechanisms. But I was able to design a kind of lure to bait them into attacking a specific target, in effect, turning them into a weapon. Somehow, the new arrivals at the Oasis must have caught wind of it, because they soon started taking an interest in me.
Hope you don't mind me asking, but is that a weapon you're researching?
I do mind, actually. It's none of your business.
Rumor is you used to be a researcher at the academia. All that knowledge going to waste out here in the sticks. What a shame.
What do you want?
I want to team up. The rules and red tape that got you kicked out of the academia, they don't exist in the desert. You could take this research to the next level. As things stand, all you've got is a blueprint and a pipe dream. But what if you had access to the right funds and materials?
What are you suggesting?
Me and my men can get you what you need. In return, all you gotta do is bring this sketch to life. We've always had a good eye for business, just never the right product. But this thing right here, the different bands of Eremites are gonna shell out more left and right to get their hands on it.
I will say, the voice acting for this particular segment of the story. Actually pretty good. Not gonna lie.
You want to sell it?
It's a win-win. You provide the goods, and I earn enough mora from these people to fund the research of your dreams.
I don't know.
I understand what you're worried about, but listen, it won't come back to bite the people here. These people don't think bigger than this place. They don't get involved in conflict. I mean, come on. Their biggest enemy is the weather.
You've made a bad name for yourself around here. I don't want any part in this.
Well, it's your choice. But it could be the last meaningful choice you ever get in life. So I'll ask you again. Do you want to finally develop the weapons you've been dreaming of and realize your academic ambitions? Or do you want to stay here building toys for kids?
How I wish I'd made the right choice back then.
Yeah, we increased our prices. What about it? You gonna back out?
So, you're really as money hungry as they all say, huh?
Cash is king. That's just business.
Fine.
I'm done. I want out.
What are you talking about? We're making bank here.
I know what the weapons have been used for, and I refuse to be an accomplice to all this any longer.
An accomplice? Listen, that's got nothing to do with us. People would be at each other's throats with or without our weapons. So they die to a machine instead of a scimitar. What difference does it make?
Can't you sell more than just weapons? Surely this can't be all the Eremites are interested in buying.
If you want to make the big mora, you gotta push what sells. That's just how it is.
And that right there is why I want out.
Fine. I've made more than enough to leave this dump in the dust anyway.
If you want out so bad, have it your way.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, shit.
No.
Wow. Okay, that was cool.
How did this happen?
You won't find a tribe in this desert without enemies. People have tried to steal water from this oasis in the past, but Kayem Wazet drove them off. Guess his enemies have been holding a grudge this whole time.
He drove them off? That doesn't seem like in character for him.
You sold weapons to his enemies. But he took you in when you had nowhere to turn. You owe him your life. Why would you do this?
It was the perfect excuse to drive up the price, that's why.
It was only later that I found out. This wasn't the first time Senegem and his men had turned around and stabbed their allies in the back. Let's just say there was a good reason they had nowhere else to turn back then. I didn't chase after them or try to hold them accountable. In that moment, all I could think about was saving as many people as I could in a desperate attempt to atone for my sins.
Yeah, the voice actor for Ashvapati in particular is like he's pulling his weight. Senegem killed him.
But once the weapons I designed
were
turned against us, the fate of this place was sealed. Even I could do nothing to prevent it. In the end, despite all the burning tents I rushed into, I was only able to save 3 children. And now, you know the full account of my crimes.
That was a whole lot to put on a single piece of paper.
I've been raising them ever since, while attempting to hunt down the men who made them orphans in the first place.
Yeah, like, honestly, the direction throughout that entire section was honestly really good. And, like, the whole reveal with, like, the dramatic, like, camera turn, and then, like, the first-person perspective as he was running down towards, what is it, Kayem, was that? Yeah, like, that was all really good, honestly. That's some good shit.
This confession is for the kids to read, too. So, I hope you'll pass it along to them. They deserve to know the full truth of what happened. I know I'm in no position to make requests, but please, help them find loving parents to take them in. Above all else, they deserve a true family. Back then, I failed to see this through to the end.
Oh, they forgot his reverb.
But I won't make that mistake again.
Jeez, if this is true...
He's after the same target as us. And he's out for
Where the heck did he manage to fit all those words on that piece of paper? Yeah.
He even lured us to not cry to help him get it.
I think I know what he's planning to do with those ballistas now. If I'm right, this doesn't bode well.
Then we need to find him ASAP! It sounds like he's about to do something super dangerous. But we promised the kids we'd bring him back safe.
I can't just let him get rid of our target either. This crime ring runs deep. There are still many other conspirators we need to track down.
So where do we go to find him? Where do we even begin? And what is his plan? Is he going to, like, is he gonna loop around towards Sumeru and, like, cause he's using a ballista. Is he gonna loop around to Sumeru, or no, it would be, no, yeah, it would be Sumeru. And then is he just gonna launch an arrow into the sky and then just like make it drop down into their camp or something like that? I don't know how many people he's gonna hit by just doing that. He's gonna punch the dude's dick in. He's gonna grab his dick and twist it. The old dick twist.
Oh?
You got something?
He knew we'd be out of the picture investigating this place. I think he decided to spring the trap that we set up.
He's gonna ambush the target when he comes to pick up the goods. Oh, he's okay, so he's luring the guy out with the promise of, like, big swinging dick weapons. Okay, alright, that makes a little bit more sense. Mods twist his scrotum in 2 directions. Man, where did the whole, like, testicular torsion thing, like, come from? Why is it, and for that matter, where did the whole M-preg thing also come from? Why are fucking VTuber fans suddenly obsessed with testicular torsion and M-preg? I don't understand the way my own people operate anymore.
Oh, snap. He's not working for them.
Oh, snap.
The original plan could have worked all along.
I can't believe this.
The meeting will be happening any time now. Quick, we need to head to the rendezvous point.
We've been reading this letter, like, all night long. I mean, it was essentially like a novel, so I guess it makes sense.
Ashvapati.
Oh, look at these dapper dudes now in their Fontanian garb.
It's been a while, Senegem. Over a decade at least.
Hey, they're RGB.
How did you find this place?
All these years. And the signal you use for the meetup point still hasn't changed. All I had to do was pose as your point of contact. And fish a time and date out of that scout you sent.
Useless bunch of idiots. Just wait until my backup gets here.
Oh, I think that might take a while. The Fontaine and Liyue authorities have your men locked down tight. Every last one.
No. There's no way the cops could have known we'd be here.
Unless, of course, someone deliberately left a trail of clues, leading them straight to the expo. That would be a different story, now wouldn't it?
Missing lip flaps. I mean, that's just been a feature of Genshin for years now at this point.
If they hadn't taken your agents out of the equation, I doubt I would have been able to lure you here.
So now what? You gonna turn me in, too?
No. The authorities can have your men. But you're mine.
Is that Fatui tech? Looks like your skills are as good as ever. Listen, I know you're mad that I've been racking up Mora without you all these years, but it looks like you still got it. If you want back in, we can work something out.
After everything that happened, what makes you think I would want back in?
Because what's the alternative? You're not here for revenge, are you? After Kayemwazet took you in, you really convinced yourself you were one of them, huh? What you should have learned is that banking on loyalty and belonging is a losing hand. Better to cash out before you're in the hole. In the desert, my people live by one rule and one rule alone. The last laugh doesn't go to the righteous. It belongs to the one who knows how to cut their losses. Just look at me. When there's Mora to be earned in the desert, I'm a desert folk. When the opportunities in Fontaine are sweeter, I'm a Fontainian.
You think everyone is as much of a lowlife as you?
A lowlife? There's nothing Mora can't buy, Ashvapati. That includes prestige. You're talking to a renowned Fontainian philanthropist who lives in the Vasari Passage and spends his days going from one grand banquet to the next. Nobody who counts would dare call me a lowlife.
Okay, sure, buddy. Oh. And again, these people actually exist. It's so funny that, like, as you get older, the more and more you start to appreciate the fact that the most, like, two-dimensionally evil Saturday morning cartoon-ass villains that you ever see in media are actual real people. They're real. They're as three-dimensional as you and me. They exist. They're out there. They're living, walking around right now.
Are you done?
Clearly there's no reasoning with you. Fine. Have it your way. But if you want me dead so bad, why'd you come to face me alone? That wasn't the wisest decision now, was it?
Oh, don't you worry. I brought plenty of firepower with me. You could have brought a whole army for all I care. These weapons will bury every last one of you!
Okay. Okay, I mentioned that the missing lip flaps are a feature of Genshin now, but sometimes they come at the most inopportune times. Like, him just standing there, closed-mouthed, while his, like, line delivery gets more and more intense. This is kind of goofy, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the? Are you crazy? If that thing fires, you're not getting out of here alive either.
Yes, that's the plan. It's high time both of us paid the price for our sins.
He's lost his mind. Get him! Start breaking his bones until he removes this barrier.
Hold it right there, all of you. Otherwise, I've got enough firepower to go around, too.
Look at us posing. Look at how cool and badass we all are. Yes, sir. Even Paimon, she's just over there like, yep, and Paimon's here too.
The Maison Gardiennage.
You got here sooner than I expected.
Hey! What's that in the sky? Looks like bad news!
Ashvapati, you have my word that these people will face the judgment of the Fontaine courts. Remove the barrier and come with us at once.
What does the barrier do exactly? Because I was like, what is it? So he's got this barrier up. What's that gonna do? Is it gonna protect them? Because that's what barriers usually do. They keep whatever's outside of the barrier outside and keep what's ever inside protected. So I was like, why would putting a barrier around them help what he's trying to do? Homing target? That's another, I guess, like, that's another thing I was thinking. So I'm assuming maybe, like, yeah, it's homing in on the barrier, and then when they're about to hit, he just, like, drops it. That makes the most sense, I guess.
Fontainian justice is too merciful for them. You should leave us.
Stubborn fool.
Ati, Neb, and Raya are waiting for you.
I don't deserve them. I have to atone.
Energy
for
magnet.
The things I've
Yeah.
done.
What is it you feel you need to atone for? Weapons research?
You're from Liyue, right? Your ancestors were the first people to master the recipe for gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, they turned it into fireworks and firecrackers that even children could play with. Surely, it's choices like that which make Liyue what it is today. I hear that it's a very peaceful place to live for the most part.
I also hear that it is the most important nation in all of Teyvat. The one with all of the most meta characters. The place that holds the only holiday that exists on the entire planet. And I hear that everyone there is the smartest and sexiest people that exist anywhere ever.
Sometimes the blatant Liyue glazing as a as a fucking allegory for just, like, you know, Chinese jingoism is just, it's amusing sometimes. I have to admit.
But me? I chose to use my research skills to create weapons of war that brought death to countless people and destroyed the only home those kids had. That's why I have to atone. Because I have blood on my hands.
Sounds like you don't know as much as you think about fireworks. They might be harmless fun in this day and age, but they started out as weapons too, you know.
What?
That's right. Fireworks and firecrackers were originally developed for use as weapons. They needed something a little more powerful than usual for purging evil forces and scaring off wild beasts. Over time, evil spirits learned to fear the sight of flames, and the beasts retreated into the mountains. That's when people started repurposing fireworks for entertainment purposes. The peace we enjoy today isn't because we chose to make toys instead of weapons. The weapons are what secured us the peace in the first place. Only then did we have the luxury of choosing to turn them into toys instead. It's people, not weapons, that commit acts of evil. And when people are as bent on destruction as the evil forces and beasts faced by our forebears, whatever tools they have at their disposal end up as weapons.
I see. This is the Second Amendment event.
Time is running out. Please. Leave while you still can.
There's the rocket arrows.
Now,
Watcha!
with these guys in custody, I think we can find a way of repurposing these ballistas for the children's amusement.
Okay, but them shits are still coming for us. Oh. What? Bro, are you bullying children again? Oh. Hey, yo. This This is not the animated cutscene that I thought I would be witnessing right now. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with seeing animated Yehoda.
I knew they were looking for trouble, but they messed with the wrong manager.
And Inefa and Ino. Whoa! Look at them animating water. Dude, honestly, I swear, like if they did like do an actual animated Genshin movie using like these presets, like I would not be opposed to it. That man would have fallen over.
Captain, we're in position.
Prime Minister's wife. Automated Tetris, hell yeah. Yeah, Beto. Prime Minister's wife, that's funny. I mean, it's not untrue. Ooh, pretty. Oh, hey, Dory.
A fireworks show.
Again, I still like fireworks, even though they should probably at some point be... Oh, Navia! Really? You're gonna put...
Recording mode on. Has this always been part of the show?
Fucking Navia wearing her sunglasses at night. Imagine Genshin with these visuals. This is Genshin with these visuals. But I assume you mean like the actual gameplay? Yeah, I don't think they could do that.
No funny business.
Is that Crispin Freeman?
I never imagined the Guizhong ballista could be used for something so beautiful.
This dude. I saw this coming.
If you'll agree to come with us and answer some questions, it would be a big help to our investigation.
I mean, in gameplay, yeah, I don't think that's it's possible. Like, we've seen, like, Arknight's Enfield has shown that, like, you can get those, like, level of visual, that level of visual fidelity within the game engine, but, you know, this game was made, like, so many years before Unity was apparently able to reach those levels of visual fidelity. Well, no, I guess it technically wasn't. I guess it's just like this is the aesthetic style that like Genshin just has, you know. Now I mean like obviously you can get better animation levels with pre-rendered animations than actual in-engine animations. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. I don't think they would be able to make it look like it does in the pre-rendered cutscenes without it being extremely taxing on hardware.
Of course. You'll have my full cooperation. I know I'm guilty. Just not sure of the precise crime at this point.
He's like, yeah, what am I guilty of at this point? I don't know. Miho would have to redo everything in the game in order to have a visual animation gameplay. Yeah. It's kind of the same like when people take one scene in game and they reanimate it to make it like have really over exaggerated flowy animation style. And then someone in the comments is like, why don't they just make the whole game look like this? And it's like, bitch, with the timetables that they operate on, the game is getting updated literally like every few weeks or something like that, and then they've got like all the shit that's actually in the game that they have to, you know, put in there, and then all the different character models and all the dialogue that has to be animated for each individual scene. It's like, yeah, man, you just can't do that. You can't take an animator animating like a 1.5 minute piece of dialogue and making it look really nice and then expect you can just do that across the whole game. Like, ask that animator how long it took them to animate that one scene and ask them, okay, can you now extrapolate that across the entire game and just do that for every single time a character speaks? No! No, that is ignorant and myopic and just super short-sighted. That is not how that works. It'll take like 3 years of nonstop working for that to happen. And even then, like, probably wouldn't even be able to keep up with it, because again, the game is constantly getting updated like every, what is it? Like every 2 to 3 weeks or something like that? You expect them to animate all that shit? Like for every single update that happens, every event that happens, for every new character that gets introduced, and no, that ain't happening, bucko.
Honestly, me neither. I'm sure a case like yours would have Fontaine's top legal experts scratching their heads.
Yeah, see, like, all of these animations that each of the characters do, the little, like, head shakes, the little, like, things where they, like, you know, put their hand out and then put it back down, the little, like, you know, they put their hands on their hips, you know, do all that sort of stuff. The, like, little back of the head scratches. Those are all clearly, like, those animations are all, like pre-done, and they can be applied to every single model. So it's just like, they go in there and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna put in a hand extension here. We're gonna have a hand on the hip right here, and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, those are like put on hotkeys or something like that at this point, and it's just what they have to do in order to keep the timetables.
As for these arms dealers, though, I can confidently say that none of them will be getting away with this. So at least you can take some solace in that. I know there's no sentence the court can give them that will satisfy you. But at least the trial will be a public declaration of their crimes and the punishment they will receive. The victims deserve that much, considering the alternative was them dying in obscurity to a revenge killing with no one left behind to tell the story. This looks more like real justice to me.
I guess you're right.
Oh, it just ends right there? Okay. Interesting note to end that whole chapter on, but okay. Alrighty. Wait until 7 a.m. 2 days from now. Alrighty then. Woo! Look at it go! Meow. Meow.
What do you think they did with Ashvapati in the end? Let's go ask them for an update.
Ooh, the music. I like it. Was that the ending? No, it was just the ending of that little chapter there. Alright. Give me 1 second. I gotta go to the bathroom again. I'll be right back. I've been hydrating too much, man. Alrighty. I return. Thank you all for waiting. Alright, let's go ahead and finish out this event here. Boom. And this time I'll make it. Yay!
Now that we are on the other side of this incident, I suggest we put any remaining questions to rest here and now. The Voynich Guild won't be responsible for any disputes remaining after this meeting.
Understood. Well, there's been no serious harm to me or any of my compatriots. And with the arms dealing operation closed down, I've achieved my strategic objective. I'm happy to let the Fontaine authorities process the culprits from here on.
I appreciate your flexibility. I'll need all of them in my custody to proceed with the case files. As for you...
I don't know why that amused me so much. She just turns around and is like, as for you. It just kind of like gives him this this little like intense squinty stare. Like, yeah, as for you. So, it just amuses me. Nuh-uh.
Given your association with the Voynich Guild, I suspect the boss of the Curatorium might raise some objections if I insisted on bringing you into custody as well.
Then what do you propose, Miss Chevreuse?
While pursuing one of the suspects in this case, it was unfortunately necessary for me to destroy a certain signboard in Nasha Town.
Necessary.
Is that an official confession, officer?
What I'm suggesting is that I don't file charges against Ashvapati. He stays here, and in return, you don't seek damages for the signboard. Sound fair?
Ah, yes. Little bending of the rules, little tit for tat of illegal activities.
Deal.
Huh. That went surprisingly smoothly. Paimon figured it was gonna be a whole ordeal.
Uncle Ashvapati, we...
They told us the whole story. Everything you've done. Even so, we still want you as our uncle.
Aww.
But
If you'd been less trusting of the promises these men made to you back then, and left some weapons for your own people to defend themselves with, maybe things would have turned out differently.
So the moral of the story is everybody needs a gun. Man.
The way I see it, your crime wasn't the weapons research itself. It was failing to use that knowledge sensibly, to protect the ones you cared about.
yeah, you're absolutely right.
I mean, I guess I'll kind of talk about this. I've never been much of a gun person. Like, I just think the whole gun culture thing is really weird. But it's like, as time goes on, I feel more and more like, yeah, especially in this day and age where we know for certain, like, you know, it's always kind of been this way, but now with the current administration just being so blatant about it all the time, it's just like, yeah, no, the government is kind of like, you know, essentially, you need protection, but it's usually not from other people. It's like the reason I feel the biggest reason to have some form of like weaponry is to essentially either protect like other people from larger forces that would seek to do them harm. To me, that is like the most prevalent and most pressing reason to own any sort of weapon. Not like for your own personal amusement. And I guess like self-defense in some circumstances, but it's like I really feel like a a lot more people need to have like the fear of God put into them when it comes to these weapons, because I feel so many people they do treat them as toys. Like the whole, that's why I don't really like gun culture, because it treats them like toys, and they're not. You should like you need like I feel like you need to feel about these things like the same way you would feel about like a fucking bomb. Like you don't mess around, like, you know, treating them like a grenade. No one like messes around with a grenade, like is like juggling grenades or like making, you know, like videos or shit where it's like, oh, here's a bomb, and I'm just let's oh, will a bomb like will Oobleck protect us from a bomb or somewhere? Oh, I don't know, all that type of shit. It's like, no, people will be like, oh, it's this fucking bomb, man, this goddamn bomb. So yeah, it's like, but I say all this because I'm like as time goes on and the more things I see, I feel like having a weapon to be able to protect other people is honestly kind of like the biggest thing that I would say is the biggest justification for having some sort of weapon. Clearly, I have very complicated feelings about this type of stuff, and my feelings are probably still developing as time goes on, but that's where I'm at now. There was a point in time where I was just like, I don't like guns at all. And I think, I mean, I do think the world would be better off without them. But I think, at least here in America, that it's too deeply ingrained. It's too deep down in the roots of the soil at this point that it's just never going to go away. So if we can't ever get rid of it, we have to at least like be smarter and more responsible about it. And so I've also accepted that, where I'm just like, it's just always gonna be like this. So yeah, I don't know. Some people are so careless when they get a weapon that they overlook safety procedures. Yeah, exactly. And even if I accept that, you know, maybe they're not going to go away, and in some instances, especially again as time goes on, and especially with this administration, maybe they are necessary to a degree. I still just don't like what they do to certain people, because I know that certain people would not act the way they do if they weren't like carrying a gun around. It's, for some people, it's a pass to be able to just like act as if you're invincible and just treat other people in a way that makes you feel like, yeah, I can get away with this, because like if they try and do anything, I'll just pull out my gun on them. It's like, yeah, so it makes the smallest people out there suddenly think that they're really big, and so then they start trying to act like they're really big without having the wherewithal and the responsibility of what it takes to walk around as if you are big. So yeah, it's like I just more so than like the weapons themselves, I just hate what they do to people. Like, you know, you put a gun in a person's hand. How they act with it, I feel, tells you a lot about that person in general. They're the reason the dumb gun laws are in place. I mean, no, like, gun laws should be in place to prevent those types of people from getting guns, but no, there's lots of very powerful individuals and organizations out there that have a very invested interest in those types of people being able to continue to get those types of weapons. So,
well then, what are you waiting for?
Anyway,
the chance to atone for real is staring you right in the face.
Moving past all that. Are you gonna have like a emotional breakdown here in the middle of the convention, my guy?
Children, from now on, I will protect you with my life.
As a Canuck, I don't understand American gun fascination. Yeah, I don't either. I guess it's just, again, it's been ingrained in the identity of the country since, like, you know, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and, you know, the Second Amendment saying whatever, like, obviously the interpretations of, like, you know, well-regulated militia and all that sort of stuff. At this point, it kind of doesn't even matter if that was, like, the actual intention of the Second Amendment to say that, like, yeah, if you're part of a well-regulated militia or aka organization that, you know, has like training and, you know, all that sort of stuff, yeah, you can have guns, but like just the general citizenry, like, well, it would move past that. It's far past like any type of you know, interpretation of it like that. So it's been in the identity of the country since then, and I guess just people, I don't know. Again, I feel like there, for certain people, the feeling that they get from a weapon, and like holding one and then like firing one, you know, it does something inside of a person's brain. And I think depending on what type of person they are, whatever that thing is could change and be completely different. For one person, they might feel like scared, and like I feel like that would probably instill into them like a feeling of like, you know, trying to act responsibly with this thing, whereas another person would do it and they would feel strong and powerful, and, you know, in those instances they would like chase after that feeling at whatever cost. And it's just really weird shit. I don't know. So I'm right there with you. I don't fully get it either, and I would prefer it if it wasn't there at all, but it's kind of here to stay at this point, I think. Give a fool a powerful tool and we'll see how foolishly and cocky they become. Yeah. I hear there are laws in other places which punish self-defense individuals. I find that messed up. Yeah, no, punishing people for defending themselves is dumb, you know? And it is, you know, it is funny because, like, I hear Americans talk about London as being, like, the stab capital of the world. And it's like, people talk about, Americans talk about London as if it's super crazy dangerous. And I'm like, dude, okay, how many shootings take place in your own city? And then you're like, and then compare those numbers to the numbers of stabbings that happen in London. And it's like, are you really going to try and tell me that, like, it's that crazy different? And even if it is, stabbings are definitely much more, you have a much bigger chance of being able to survive a stabbing than a shooting. That's for certain. You can't talk about this now, it's too soon. It's always too soon. Yes, and don't politicize it either. This isn't the time for polarized politics. God. It's this stupid country.
Traveler, Yelan. On behalf of the Fontaine authorities, it has been a pleasure working with you both. I wish you all the best.
I have plenty of other business to attend to, so it's probably about time I got going as well. See ya.
Looks like you're a free man.
I guess, but even if they won't arrest me, I still have a lot to answer for. I joined the Voynich Guild with my own agenda and nearly ruined their reputation. Are you really gonna let me get away with that?
After you joined us, it didn't take me long to find out that you'd lied about nearly everything.
Damn.
Everything except your desert origins. That turned out to be true. I actually consider the desert my home too, so I was interested to learn who the real Ashvapati was. Thanks to the Traveler, I now know the full story. And my, what a story it is. Granted, the final chapter caused us a fair amount of trouble. But hey, sometimes that's the price you pay for a good ending.
Are you serious?
I mean, obviously I can't let you stay in the guild. Not after all the rules you broke.
I completely understand.
I'd recommend that you take these kids back to the desert.
Why?
The desert has been plagued by seemingly endless conflict since as far back as I can remember. But your story offers a glimpse of a different way of life. Maybe there really is hope for peace in the desert.
Kind of rare I engage with all this stuff considering I avoid it for a majority of the time. Well, I mean, I brought it up, so it's not really your fault. And then even then the game is essentially like this is the theme of this event. Is like everyone would be a lot better off if they had weapons. It's like sure, that's a statement to make, that's for sure.
The Sumeru of today is a different world than what it once was. With Lesser Lord Kusanali at the helm, who knows where the possibilities end? Maybe you could rebuild the home these kids once knew.
What is going on, Dory? What are you scheming?
I'm flattered, really. But that was a lifetime ago. I'm sure the sandstorms will have buried any last trace of that oasis by now.
Nah, it's still fine.
Sure. We could put up a few tents and call it a settlement. But what then? It would be a brutally harsh existence. There's no way around it.
Where there's Mora, there's always a way. Hello, my dear customer. Why don't you discuss your needs with me? If you can dream it, you can buy it.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
So Mora is the answer, huh? All right. Say I wanted to buy a hometown for these children. You telling me I can buy that from you?
Don't take her so literally. She's just doing her sales pitch. Sure can. Huh? Ta-da! I present to you one magical gemstone created by none other than the renowned mage Alice herself.
Also, I could give you a teapot to live in. That's a thing. That's a thing you can do.
Simply plant it in the ground, and a spring will instantly start growing. Before long,
Where
you'll
the-
have yourself a fully fledged oasis. And the best part
Oasis?
is it's designed to work flawlessly, even in the most arid and sandiest of deserts.
Wait, is she up on like the counter or something? Why are they all looking up at her? Also, is that crystal where those like storybook animals were like chilling out in? Alice, for fuck's sake, again. Well, I mean, she is kind of this world's, you know, she is essentially God in this world. She can kind of do everything.
What the?
Huh. Looks genuine to me.
Goodness.
She is on the table.
You can find everything at the Not Cry Trade Expo. Turns out it's more than just marketing hyperbole. Still, surely a treasure like this must cost the world. As much as I'd love to buy it, I don't think I'm the kind of clientele you're looking for.
Actually, this could be your lucky day. The mage who tasked me with selling this insisted on setting the price herself, and she priced it as whatever keeps the kids happy. Needless to say, I could have found far more lucrative options. But alas, none of them would be worth breaking a promise to a mage over.
Poor Dory. She's getting cock-blocked a whole lot recently.
Whatever keeps the kids happy? So what is that in Mora?
Good question. I got it! How about I charge you whatever you 3 kids earned at the expo? Then you can say you bought back your hometown through nothing but your own hard work. I think that would keep the kids very happy indeed. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, Dory, you're a good girl, even if everyone hates you.
Deal!
Ooh, look at that. I do always really like these, I don't even know what they're called. I guess CGs, you know? Kind of like in like dating sims or something like that, you know? I guess that would be what they are called. They always look really nice. I like Nefer right here. She looks very pretty. Everyone looks great, but yeah, like Nefer, she is kind of like the biggest figure in the image, so it's kind of hard to not get distracted.
Well, this was a strange turn of events.
You never know what to expect with Dory.
I think it's safe to say that this was one of the more memorable trade expos.
Yeah, and look at all these fucking characters. Fucking Chevy, Yelan, Beidou, Yehoda, Inefa, Navia, Clarand, Nefer, Dory. Just so many folks. Oh, and Aino. God damn it, I can't believe I forgot Aino. Also, hold. Okay, never mind. I was trying to see if Clarand had, like, her, like, arm in Navia's arm or something like that, but nope. Not today, at least. Alrighty, so I believe that should be it. That is the whole kit and caboodle right there. Let's see. Yep, that's everything. Alrighty, cool beans. Alright, yeah. So then I guess all that's left is for me to do all these little mini games in order to try and get my I think it's only like my C2 Yehoda. God damn, man. I can't believe I still don't have a C6 Yehoda at this point. Alice being Alice is extremely Alice indeed. Clarand and Navia are married and no one can convince me otherwise. I mean, everybody knows that though. Like it's not something that I think anyone would try and convince you otherwise about. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, alrighty. We did it. We finished off the event and just in time as well. I'll go ahead and do these little mini games off stream to try and get my copy of Yehoda, but that's something for me to do and for you guys to not have to suffer through. Which, funnily enough, same element pairs. What, Electro and Geo? Oh wait. Those two and Beidou and Ningguang. Yeah, Electro and Geo, funnily enough, which is funny because, like, you know, it kind of feels like they're trying to rehabilitate Geo, because yeah, I feel like Geo for the longest time has just been like, no one gives a shit. There is absolutely no Geo meta. Which is crazy because it's an actual element. It's not like physical, where, you know, fucking poor Eula has just been left out in the cold all this time to just wither away and die. Which, you know, come on, guys, just infuse her normal attacks with cryo. That's all you need to do. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else for her. Just put cryo on her normal attacks. For the love of God. Give my girl something to work with here, man. No. Wait, isn't there a character that can infuse normal attacks with cryo? Kind of like the cryo Benny? I'm trying to think. Was it like was it, what's her fuck? Chiffon? Is that her name? I mean, I could look. I literally have her. Wait, where is she? Should be up here somewhere. Yeah. Escoffier. That's her name. Deals AoE crowded. No, I don't think it's her. I feel like someone does that. I can't remember who. I feel like it would be a 4-star character too, but yeah, maybe I'm just misremembering. Who knows? Who knows? Oh well. All right. So, but anywho, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it there for the evening. All right. I want to thank anyone that decided to stop in to check out the stream, even for just a minute or two. Always appreciate it. No stream tomorrow, but like I mentioned before at the beginning of the stream, on Tuesday, I think we're gonna go ahead and start up Motor Slice. I think we're gonna have that be our weekday stream for the next little bit. Again, it's supposed to only be about an 8-hour-long game, so it should be one that we can just kind of like, you know, bang out real quickly and then move on to another one. So might as well, you know. And again, like, I'm really happy that the development team, who seems to only be like 2 people, they apparently within hours of the game being put up for sale, they managed to like recoup the development costs already. So I'm happy for them, and I'm interested in the game. I've been interested in it for a second, so might as well go ahead and play it on stream, since again it's not supposed to take that long. So we will be starting up Motor Slice on Tuesday. So if you want to know when that'll be happening, follow my Blue Sky, subscribe or follow, and you'll know when we go live. But for tonight, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. So with all that being said, I hope you guys have yourselves a good night, a good day, a good morning, wherever it might be for you. Hopefully you all have a good start to your week tomorrow, and with any luck, I will see y'all on Tuesday. So until then, stay groovy, everybody.